So what we're going to make now is a bean salad. This is such an easy salad to make and it's so delicious. It's one that I always, if I have to take a dish to a barbecue, I will always take this dish. Not only does it taste fantastic, but I can make it the day before and it tastes better the day after. So if you've got time to make it the day before, let it all stew, all the flavours kind of marinate overnight, then perfect. If you don't, it'll still be delicious, don't worry. And these are the only ingredients we need, plus the dressing. So we're using 1 tin of red kidney beans, a tin of chickpeas, 1 green pepper, 1 red onion, and a small pack, basically a handful of fine green beans. So the first thing we're going to do is put the green beans on to boil for a few minutes, just until they're tender. So we've popped the beans on, and now what we're going to do is prepare the rest of the vegetables. So if we chop the red pepper, the red onion even, we need to chop it quite fine. I don't really like large chunks of onion. So chop it as fine as you can. My knife skills are not great, as you're about to see. But this is the nice thing about Switch. You know, I'm not a chef, I'm not a cook. You know, these are all recipes that anybody can make. They're just simple, good value, easy to prepare recipes for the whole family. You know, you don't need to be a skilled chef to prepare them. You don't need to have a lot of money to buy the ingredients. I mean, this is probably one of the cheapest salads you could buy. So we'll just chop it this way up again. There we go. Chop the other half. Now, the nice thing about this bean salad is it's just so good for you. It's packed full of fibre from the beans. Also full of good quality carbohydrate, lots of vitamins and lots of minerals. So you can feel pretty good about eating it as well. And if you make a big batch of it, sometimes I double all of the ingredients and just make a huge bowl, deliberately making too much. It's great the day after. Just pop in the lunch box, a Tupperware box, take it to lunch. Just keep it cool in the fridge overnight. So now we're going to just de-seed and chop our pepper. I can feel my eyes starting to go. So I'm only crying because of the onion. So again, with the pepper, chop it reasonably small. It doesn't need to be that small or that neat, just small bite-sized pieces. There goes my first tear. I've never been very good with onions. Should have some of those onion goggles on. So this makes quite a small portion. So that's all we really need to do, and then we just need to drain and rinse the beans and mix it all up with a dressing. So let's get a bowl, and then we'll start to pop our pepper in. Now the dressing part of this, we've got tons of dressing on the Switch website. The one I like to use with this is a classic vinaigrette dressing. To be honest though, you could pretty much try any dressing. Let's wash my hands. And then try them. Then we're going to drain the beans. So we'll just drain and rinse the chickpeas. These are just standard chickpeas in water. So those go in. And then we'll rinse and drain our kidney beans. Kidney beans are always a little trickier to get out of the tin. It's also a really pretty salad. I love the colours. It goes really well with any meat. It's a side dish with fish or with beef or burgers. So pop that in. And our beans should hopefully be about ready now. So we're just get your hands get stuck in there. Have a good mix around, break up all of the little chunks of onion. And you can smell it's already starting to look lovely. A few escaped beans. There we go, and we're just going to go and get the beans, drain them, and be back in a minute. I mean, you don't have to, but I tend to think it's nicer to have slightly more bite-sized pieces. Go. It's still a bit hot. And then it's quite nice to pour your dressing over the salad whilst the beans are still warm. I tend to think that helps the dressing spread around a little bit more. So we'll carefully mix it. Should already have picked a bigger bowl. And I'm just going to get my dressing out of the fridge and we'll pour it over. So this is the classic vinaigrette that we actually made earlier. So really simple. It was just 6 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, and 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. And that's it. And just put it all over. You might need to give it a bit of a shake to get everything out of the bottom. It doesn't look like much, but that will coat everything quite quickly. So if we just give that a good stir around. You might want to season it with a little extra salt and pepper. But you can see there it's all going lovely and glossy. The dressing's coating all of the beans. And as I said, if you can leave this for if you can leave it for a day overnight, then that's brilliant. If you can't, don't worry, a couple of hours will do. But it does improve with age, so I would suggest always making more of it than you need and keeping a little bit back for lunch the next day. Enjoy, have a go, it's so easy, and that's probably taken us about 5 minutes to make. Enjoy.